Hi, in this video, I'll just be showing you guys what a month of groceries looks like for my family and how much money we spent on it and how I plan to use it.
Hi, welcome back to Becklin Backyard. Today I am sharing a month of groceries for my family. We're a family of four. Our kids are almost three and almost one. So they're not huge contributors to the amount of food we eat, but they eat plenty of food. And so I'm going to share the groceries we bought for this week, how much we spent on it, and then our meal plan. Oh, sorry, how much we spent on groceries for the month, our meal plan for the month, how much this month of food cost us, all that good stuff. All right, let's do it. So, starting off with the month of meals. So, today is Monday the 4th. I crossed off this past weekend because we were hosting my in laws. And so I didn't have that count towards this month of groceries just because we stocked up right before they came in order to feed like 3 extra adults. And so we started at the 4th here. So, tonight we just had cinnamon rolls and just other breakfasty things. And I'm looking at this now. This is the second time I've forgotten to use these hash browns when I plan to use them because they're in the freezer and I keep forgetting. So we just made cinnamon rolls with just ingredients we had on hand. And then we just picked up groceries now tonight. And so tomorrow we're going to do a ranch pesto chicken over pasta. And that is a recipe from Scratch Pantry. And we're going to eat half of it tomorrow, and then I'll freeze the other half, and we'll cook it later. And then on Wednesday, I plan on making sourdough bagels, and so we'll probably have those bagels for breakfast, and then we'll just do bagel sandwiches for dinner with just lunch meat and cheese we have. I'll make 2 lasagnas for Thursday and freeze one, and we'll eat one, and just eat that with salad we have. Then we'll have that for 2 nights because it makes a big pan, so we'll eat that 2 nights in a row, and then probably for lunches on that Friday too. It'll just be like 3 meals in a row lasagna. And then Saturday, my grandparents are coming over, and so for lunch, we're just gonna do sandwiches with homemade bread, pasta salad, and fruit. And then dinner, I'm gonna make a prosciutto and arugula pizza for my husband and I. And then Sunday, I'm just predicting some leftovers of either stuff we had on Saturday or that lasagna. So lunch, we're going to finish off leftovers on Sunday. Dinner is just a frozen pizza to give a break from the cooking. And then 11 is Asian chicken thighs, which is another freezer meal. That'll be over rice. So I'll make for us, and then I'll freeze another portion of it. And then we're going to do beef tacos the next day. We're just going to use the rest of the taco meat. So people can either do taco salads, taco bowls, or more tacos. Thursday, the 14th, will be Southwestern pork chops over rice, and that's another one where we'll eat half of it and I'll freeze the other half. Then we're gonna do a baked ziti, but we ordered our groceries from Walmart, and I'll show you. But there was just a weird shortage of pasta. It was very bizarre. So there wasn't ziti, so I might have to scrounge with pasta we have in our pantry and the pasta we were able to find, and that'll just be roasted veggies. Like we always have broccoli in the freezer, always have carrots in the fridge, so we'll just roast some of those. And then we'll eat that 2 nights in a row. And then Sunday the 17th is Easter, and it'll just be my immediate family together, so just my husband and I and our kids. So I'm just going to do a simple Easter meal at lunch. It'll be what my family calls church potatoes, which is cheesy potatoes. Some people call them funeral potatoes. Ham, which I'll show you one of the downsides of Walmart pickup with that ham we got. I'll make some rolls, and then I'll glaze some carrots that we have in our fridge. And then with the leftover ham, I planned to do omelets the next day for dinner because I would have just made this big meal. I won't want to make it again. And then we have a bunch of stuff for smoothies in the freezer, like fruit, yogurt, kale, that kind of stuff. Tuesday, I'll do a zuppa toscana, the copycat from Olive Garden. And that's nice because it also uses kale and Italian sausage and potato. So it's got a lot of nutrients in it. And then that'll just be with homemade bread. And then we'll eat half. I'll freeze the other half of that one. And then I'll make a roast on Wednesday with potatoes and carrots that we have. And the next day, for some reason, every time after we make a roast, I do French dip sliders the next day on just the savory Hawaiian rolls, not the sweet ones, savory. And we have a bunch of canned fruit, so I'll probably just put canned fruit with that, and everybody will be content. Friday, that is a lot of cooking that week, so we're just going to do a frozen pizza and smoothies. Get those nutrients in. And then Saturday, we're just going to do breakfast for dinner. Easy. Pancakes, eggs, and there's probably fruit we'll eat. And then Sunday the 24th, I have some freezer Asian stuff. So we'll just do frozen Asian over rice with some steamed broccoli on the side. And then we've got the Southwestern pork chops. I'll defrost those and we'll have those. We'll defrost some Asian chicken thighs. So this week is kind of nice. Defrost some lasagna, defrost the zuppa, maybe order pizza to celebrate getting through this month. But I also predict probably not getting even through all of these freezer meals, using leftovers some of those days. And then the 30th is my son's first birthday. So we'll be celebrating his birthday. So that's kind of aside from all these other meals. And there is our plan for the month. All right, here is our month of groceries for our family. I'll start over here with like the dairy refrigerated stuff. So we've got a few kinds of yogurts for snacking here for us and the kids. A couple cream cheeses because I can always make bagels anytime. And that could easily be a meal. And then we've got 36 eggs. And I thought about that because there's days if everybody has eggs in the morning, everybody has multiple eggs, and I bake something, I could easily go through over half a dozen eggs. So that's why we got 36, plus they last forever in the fridge. And then a coffee creamer. I've got a one about half this size that was open not long in the fridge, so I think this will be fine. And then if we run out, milk and sugar, just fine in coffee. And then just some butter, because I've got a little bit, heavy cream. A lot of this stuff is for recipes, so like ricotta is for lasagna and that prosciutto pizza. And then sour cream, and then cheese for sandwiches. We could always make grilled cheese if we're trying to find a meal to have. And then a few other cheeses for recipes. And then I did 3 gallons of milk because we can have one in the fridge and then I can freeze the other 2. And then over here, I've got just cookie dough because sometimes you just want cookies. And then we've got this chicken fried rice that would be nice if I just wanted a semi-healthy meal that had some vegetables in it, like in the middle of the day, because myself and the kids and my husband would all eat this for a lunch. And then there's just this frozen chicken that we can cook over rice and steam some broccoli, and then a couple frozen pizzas, because frozen pizza is the best. And we got a few bags of frozen fruit to make smoothies with, and that's always a great way if we're like, oh shoot, we need some kind of fruit, some kind of vegetable. We can always put these together, and then it just kind of feels like the whole family's getting some nutrients. And then we have a few of these already, but I wanted to make sure we had enough frozen broccoli because we go through a lot of that. And then a few other just like restock things: mayo, sandwiches, strawberry jam. We do a lot of like butter and jam toast with sourdough. And these couple things are just for kids, a few applesauces, fruit snacks for a nice treat, and then I'll show you the produce. We've got a bunch of pears because I'm actually glad they did this because if I would have picked green ones so that they would last us farther into the month, and so I'm really glad they gave us green ones. There's like one semi-yellow one, but this is exactly what I wanted, so that's great. And then we've got 8 bananas because I can separate them to try to make them last longer. And then also I can freeze them and they can go in smoothies. And then these last a really long time, especially in the fridge, so that's great. And they gave us like really awesome avocados. Like these need a bit, so that can be a nice nutrient-dense food later in the month. And then a ton of potatoes, a bell pepper, that'll be for a pasta salad, tomato for pasta salad, but I also like to put the extras on top of a focaccia or roast them. Things like that. Spring mix, just to have a salad. Romaine. So these all get used up earlier in the month. Probably these 3 will get used up earlier in the month. Apples will last a long time in the fridge. Onions. So that's about all the produce. And then I severely underestimated how large these bags of cereal would be. I don't know what I thought they would be, but these are just like, they're gigantic. So this is like generic Fruit Loops, generic honeycomb, generic crunch berries. This will last far beyond the next month, which is a good thing. It'll last a long time in our pantry. So, and we'll eat it. My husband eats a ton of cereal. He's like a cereal every morning kind of guy. And then back there you can see some cornflakes. That's for a recipe, but I bought that because we could also eat it as cereal. And then for baking, bread flour for bagels, all-purpose flour. I have 2 of these in the pantry, but I didn't want to run out. So this is just for bread making or baking. And then I was almost out of sugar, so we got that. And then just stocking up, we were almost out of ketchup. This for pasta salad, and then also just on salad. This is for those French dip sliders that we make after we have roast. And then some graham crackers for people to snack on. This coffee was also so much larger than I thought it would be. It's kind of hard to like show size, but like that's my hand. And so this, I'll probably just put these beans in the freezer to make sure they stay fresh. And then I like to have quick baking mixes on hand because it's a nice activity to do with my toddler and then also just quick snack to have around. So chocolate chip muffins. This is like I will always eat. If you hand me a muffin that looks like this, I will always eat it. These blueberry muffins, Krusties, never fails me. I always buy whatever they are selling. And then some brownies, just the best brownie mix right there. And so that's nice. Like if we want dessert, we're not tempted to run out and go get it. Like we have a few options around to make dessert. And then canned things for either just to have on sides with meals or for actual recipes. Tomato sauce, a couple kinds of peas, a French green bean, a couple cans of cream of chicken, a couple cans of mandarin oranges, pesto for that ranch pesto chicken, crushed tomatoes for recipe, a couple cans of canned chicken. I just thought we actually got quite a bit of meat for what we spent. So I thought if I just wanted a quick protein, we could have this on hand, and that was nice. And then some mac and cheese. And so pasta was odd. They were just so out of pasta. And usually I'm just generic through and through for pasta. I do not care. I just buy generic. I would never choose to buy a name brand pasta. If the generic is 99 cents, I would never buy a name brand pasta. But they only had name brand. So, and we were going to make a baked ziti, and they had 0 ziti, which is really weird. And so they had this, which I think I'll either use for a pasta salad or just in place for the baked ziti. A couple things of angel hair, and then 2 things of lasagna for the lasagna, obviously. And then this, a 2-pack of these baking pans to freeze lasagna and bake lasagna, and then freezer bags to freeze the extra things. I think this was like $4. I was surprised you could get 80 freezer bags for that much. Oh, and then back here hiding was some marshmallows just because my son likes to snack on those, and so do I. And so I think that was all of the main stuff. And then if I come around here, I can show you the meat we got. So chicken thighs will be used for 2 different recipes. Pork chops sorry, you can see dishes in my sink. For Southwestern pork chops. The Italian sausage. So I really like when it's like a chicken or a turkey flavored like Italian sausage because it tastes the same, but I feel like you just get more meat instead of fat in there. And so I just feel that I enjoy the texture of that more than the Italian sausage texture. And so they had 1 of these, so I got 1 of those and 1 of these. So 1 I'll use in the lasagna, 1 I'll use in the zuppa toscana. And then this is our beautiful roast that we'll use. And then in here is 3 pounds of ground beef. And so that'll be used over tacos and over lasagna. And then prosciutto for the prosciutto pizza. And this bacon is going to go in that zuppa toscana. Normally I would cook the bacon or I would use turkey bacon. But I just got done making so much bacon last week and that I was like, I don't want to do that. So we'll see how this goes. And then this is just hot dogs to have on hand. We like these Oscar Mayer Natural Angus ones. And then hard salami is specifically for a pasta salad, but we can use the extra on sandwiches too. And then just a couple kinds of lunch meat because I can always whip up more loaves of bread and we could always have sandwiches if we wanted. So this is the unfortunate thing that happened with this Walmart pickup is I ordered like half of a ham, and that was going to be our Easter meal. And this is what arrived at my house. Well, this is what got picked up. I don't have it delivered. I pick it up. And so realistically, how much is this? How many ounces? 0.79 ounces. So realistically, I don't think my husband and I and our kids could eat more than this for a meal. But it does kind of throw off wanting to do omelets the next day with the leftover ham. And so, yes, it's great that we only spent $3.50 on the meat for our Easter meal. It is a bummer. But we also have this lunch meat ham that we can make omelets with. So it's really not a huge deal. It's just kind of disappointing that this, and they substituted it. Like they warned me they were giving this to me, but like when they just this shows up, like this picture online, you don't really know what you're looking at. Like I didn't really know. Maybe smarter people than me would know boneless ham steak meant this. So yeah, that's all of that. All of it came to about $3.50. And so we're looking forward to see if that will work out well for us. $3.50 for a month of groceries. We'll see how it goes. All right, that's that.